कमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानंद माधवम श्री चैतन्य ईश्वरम। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण प्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिन इति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। Hare Krishna, thank you very much for joining us for this evening Bhagavad-gītā class. As we discussed yesterday, we will be continuing with the series on pearls from the Bhagavad-gītā or pearls of the Bhagavad-gītā. What is it? What does the Jumshunra mean? What does it mean?
Jumshunra means like a jewel.
Jewel, pearl.
Jewel.
That is his word anyway. He was only gave the topic, so he knows. Prabhuji gave the topic. So Krishna says in the Bhagavad-gītā, Mattah parataram nanyat kinchit asti dharanjaya mayi sarvam idam prodam sutre manigana iva. I am such that there is nobody beyond me. Mattah parataram na anyat. There is nobody beyond me. Kinchit asti. There is nobody there. I don't think there is anybody there. There is nobody there. My sarvam idam protam. Everything is connected to me or strung around me like pearls on a thread. So if we have to study the pearls of the Bhagavad-gītā, we must understand that the underlying thread is Krishna. Underlying. Beneath, below that or inside that, the important part, the inside part is Krishna. Yes. Krishna is the subject and the goal of the Bhagavad-gītā. That is why out of 700 verses, he has spoken 574. And in every other page practically, it is said, Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. It is not Krishna Uvacha, Madhava Uvacha, Narayana Uvacha. It is Bhagavan Uvacha. Because Krishna is Bhagavan. Therefore, when we study the Bhagavad-gītā, yesterday we focused on the underlying quality of Bhakta Vatsala. Bhakta Vatsala means merciful. And the beauty of mercy is that it is causeless. Causeless means inconceivable, achintya. Sorry, I have a bad habit. I drink about 1 liter in 2 days. So, he's trying to help me getting some water.
1 liter in 2 days? It's a little one.
So, we were saying that Krishna, his mercy is inconceivable. Achintya. So, if Jiva Goswami says, if you take away the word achintya from Bhagavan, he is not Bhagavan. So that is why yesterday we studied how Krishna's inconceivable Bhakta Vatsala qualities are across the Bhagavad-gītā. So today we want to focus on what is called the Catuḥ-śloki Gita. Catuḥ-śloki Gita means the Bhagavad-gītā practically summarized in 4 verses. This is Bhagavad-gītā 10.8, 10.9, 10.10 and 10.11. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that Veda, Shastra, Purana, Kaya, Sambandha, Abhidaya, Prayojana. Everything in the Vedic literature can be divided into 3 parts. Sambandha, which is establishing a connection with Krishna or God. Abhidaya, which is the process or the techniques with which one connects to the Supreme Lord, Sri Krishna, the sadhana, etc. And prayojana is the conclusion or the fruit of bhakti. What is the fruit of bhakti? Prema.
Prema.
Krishna prema.
Krishna
Is the
Prema.
every day in 10 offenses we say. Any devotee who considers himself to be a Vaishnava must guard against the 10 offenses that he may quickly attain the purpose of life, which is Krishna Prem. In Delhi we say, प्रत्येक भक्त जो अपने को वैष्णव समझता है उसे चाहे कि 10 प्रकार के अपराधों से सदा बच कर रहे ताकि शीघ्र कृष्ण भक्ति प्राप्त हो जो कि जीवन का परम लक्ष्य है. So the ultimate purpose of devotion is Krishna Prema. Sadhanam Shuddha Bhaktim Sadhyam Tat Priti Mete Tupadasyati Janan Gaurachandra Swayamva. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur quotes about this in his both in Dashamula Tattva as well as in Chaitanya Shikshamrita. So if we establish, let us do some Gaudiya Vaishnava philosophy understanding in the next 5 minutes. First thing, Amnaya Praha, which means it is mentioned in the Vedas. Praha is like Prague, Czechoslovakia, Praha. In Russian also they call it Praha. But in Sanskrit, Praha means he spoke.
Yeah. Доказательство, да? He spoke means like from the Vedas.
Yeah, spoke, wherever he spoke.
Это было сказано.
The Vedic literature say, Amnaya Praha. What do the Vedic literature say? Hari Iha Paramam, first part. Hari. Hari Iha Paramam, which means Krishna is the Supreme. Sarva Shaktim, he is all powerful. Rasabdhim, he is the source of all rasas or mellows or relationships. Tad bhinnam sham shatva bhavan, everything is separated part and parcel of Krishna. Prakriti subalitan tad vimuktasya bhavan. There are 2 types of living entities, one which is conditioned and one which is liberated. Bheda Bheda Prakasham Sakalam Apihare, everything is simultaneously one and different from Krishna. We discussed yesterday, all the living entities are qualitatively one with Krishna and quantitatively different from Krishna. What was the example we gave? We gave 3 examples. Does anyone remember? Chocolate? No. I'll be happy with chocolate, but no. 3 examples about how Jiva and Ishvara are qualitatively one, quantitatively different.
About the water, about the ocean,
There's
about the drop.
salty water and
There's
water from the ocean. There was another example.
Sun and the light, sun and the
There's the spark and the fire. Anyway, we will not get further into that. Let us just focus on this, that we are small, we are Anu, Krishna is Vibhu. We are small, we are very, very small, he is very, very big. In fact, he is the biggest. But we discussed that Krishna is the greatest, but he is also the smallest. In the material world, the tallest person in the world cannot be the shortest person in the world. The Guinness Book of Records talks about Robert Pershing Wadlow, 8 feet 11 inches, tallest human being ever measured. 8 feet 11 inches. 8 feet 11 inches. 8 feet 11 inches. 8 feet 11 inches. You want it in centimeters?
Okay, no problem.
Okay. 8 feet, whatever, 270, 270, whatever. So, 9 into 30, almost 9 feet. So, but the shortest person is Gul Muhammad. He's like 2 feet 11 inches or something. So not the same person, they're different people. But Krishna can be greater than the greatest and smaller than the smallest. Therefore, what do we do? sadhanam shuddha bhaktim. Therefore, we perform pure devotional service to Krishna. And sadhyam tat priyatim. The purpose of life is to please him or to develop love of Krishna. So these are the 10 parts that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu talks about as the very philosophy of Gaudiya Vaishnavism. Dasha Mula Tattva, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says. 10 root philosophies. Now, the Vedas means knowledge. Vedanta or the Upanishads are the conclusions of the Vedas. Upanishads. Upanishads meaning knowledge that gets us near God, because it is the conclusion of the Vedas. The Bhagavad-gītā is the essence of the Upanishads. Sarvopanishado gao. All the Upanishads are like cows. Dogda Gopala Nandana, the one who milks the Upanishads is Gopala Nandana. Who is that? Krishna. Partho Vatsa Sudhir Bhokta, the calf of the cow who drinks this milk of Gita is Arjuna. And the milk is, what is the milk? Gita. Gita is the milk. Gita is the milk. Krishna milks the cow, which is Upanishads. From the Upanishads, Krishna milks and gets the Gita.
What about cow? Because cow is
Upanishads.
Upanishads. And Krishna milk it?
Krishna milks the Upanishads. He produces the milk of Gita and gives it to the calf.
Calf, okay.
Which is Arjuna. So in this Gita, which is the essence of the Vedas,
I'm sorry.
in this Gita, which is the essence of the Gita, somebody came, you got distracted. In this Gita, which is the essence of the Gita, which is the essence of the Vedas, there are 4 important shlokas which can be summarized as Catuḥ-śloki Gita, the Gita in 4 shlokas. So first we will chant the shloka with the translation. I am giving you homework. Tomorrow we will test you on these shlokas. You should memorize all these 4 shlokas. I think all of you know these shlokas, but you should say, I will test. Is it okay, Mahendrapa? I will test them. Is it okay if I test them? Okay, good. First shloka. All of you know this shloka, simple shloka. So I will break up the shloka, you repeat. Don't look at book. That is how we learn Vedic mantras. So 10.8. Aham sarvasya prabhavo.
Aham sarvasya prabhavo.
Mattah sarvam pravartate.
Mattah sarvam pravartate.
Iti matva bhajante mam.
Iti matva bhajante mam.
Buddha bhava samanvitaha.
Buddha bhava sarvanvita.
Translation 10.8. I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who perfectly know this engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts. Okay, so okay. Now the next shloka, which is 10.9, different tune, okay?
Другой ритм, да? А как? Мелодия другая.
Macchitta madgata prana.
Macchitta madgata prana.
Bodhayantah parasparam.
Bodhayantah parasparam.
Katayantascha mam nityam.
Katayantascha mam nityam.
Tushyanti cha ramanti cha.
Tushyanti cha ramanti cha.
Translation. Okay. Now 10.10, which is a very, very important verse. Tesham satata yuktanam.
Tesham satata yuktanam.
Bhajatam priti purvakam.
Bhajatam priti purvakam.
Dadami buddhi yogam tam.
Dadami buddhi yogam tam.
Yena mam upayanti te.
Yena mam upayanti te.
Now the 11th verse. Change the tune again. Tesham evanukam partham.
Tesham evanukam partham.
Tesham eva anukam partham.
Tesham evanukam partham.
Aham ajnanajam tamaha. Nashayam yatma bhavasto. Jnana dipena bhasvata. So in the very first verse, which is Aham sarvasva prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate, Krishna clearly reveals what is his identity. Like we discussed yesterday, Krishna has true ego. How many of you have children? Okay. So if you say that this is my child, is it because you have ego? Because you have a child, that's all. It's the truth. Similarly, Krishna is saying everybody is my child, so that's the truth. There's no ego in it, it's a simple statement of facts. A bank manager will say, I am bank manager. Just because he has to be humble, he will not say, I am peon. He will not say, I am clerk, I am peon. I am manager means I am manager. Krishna says, Aham sarvasya prabho, everything emanates from me. Matta sarvam pravartate, everything functions, spiritual, material, everything works because of me. Iti mata bhajante ma buddha. Buddha means those who are intelligent. The intelligent people who understand this, they will worship me with all their hearts. Intelligent means he has knowledge, jnana. So Krishna says somewhere else in the Gita that Shraddhavan labhade jnanam. Those who have faith, they will get the knowledge. In the material world, there is a philosophy. What the eye cannot see, the ear cannot hear, the mind does not know. But in spiritual life, if you cannot see something, our philosophy is not. Seeing is believing. Our philosophy is, we believe so that one day we become qualified to see. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada used to say, we don't try to see Krishna. Serve him in such a way that Krishna will come to see you. Now that is because Krishna is not just a controlling master. Aham sarvasva prabhavo. He says sarvaloka maheshwaram in 5.29. He says bhoktaram yajna tapasam. I am the enjoyer of all sacrifices. I am the Lord of all the planets and the demigods. But he doesn't stop with that. Jai Shri Shri Gaurnitha ki Jai, Shri Shri Prana Sindhi Bhagwan ki Jai. He says one more thing. He says Suhridam Sarva Bhutanam. I am the well-wishing, loving friend of all living entities. Just imagine the amount of competition we have in day-to-day life. We are fighting for resources which belong to Krishna. But does Krishna ever fight for his resources? Everything belongs to him. Still he is so detached. That is his opulence of renunciation. Vairagya. So, Krishna says here that Aham sarvasva prabhu matta sarvam pravartate. Everything comes from me. So Krishna, Srila Prabhupada mentions in the purport that Krishna is the origin of everything in both the material and spiritual worlds. And because he knows this perfectly, he becomes firmly fixed in the devotional service of the Supreme Lord. No, that's fine. I'll just say the Hindi part. Just saying. The intelligent person understands that Krishna is the controller and the source of everything that is material and spiritual. Therefore, he worships him. It says that Narayanat Brahma Jayate, Narayanat Prajapati Prajayate, Narayanat Indro Jayate, Narayanat Ashto Vasavo Jayante, Narayana Dekadasha Rudra Jayante Narayana Dvadashadityaha. So from Narayana, everyone came, is what the Upanishad says. Eko vai Narayana asinna brahmona ishano napo nagni samone medhyava prithivina nakshatrani na suryaha, which means everything came from that same Narayana, but that Narayana came from Krishna. From Krishna came Balaram or Baladeva. From them came Vasudeva, Sankarshna, Pradyumna and Aniruddha. From them came Narayana. Then the second quadruple expansion of Vasudeva, Sankarshna, Pradyumna and Aniruddha. And then the three Vishnus came. Karanotaka-shayi, Garbhodaka-shayi, Kshirodaka-shayi. There are three types of Vishnu. Our comic books and school books tell us that Krishna came from Vishnu. But Jayadev Goswami mentions in Dashavatara Stotra, Keshavadhrita Dashavidarupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare. It is the Keshava who took the 10 different forms, Dashavidarupa. In the 10 incarnations, there is no mention of Krishna. He is not Avatara, he is Avatari. The Bhagavatam says that Krishna has innumerable incarnations, as many as there are waves in an ocean. The Bhagavatam itself talks about 24 incarnations. So we must refer scriptural authority to understand who is God and what is his position. Srila Prabhupada talks about the Varaha Purana. Narayana paro devas tasma jatas chaturmukaha tasmad rudro bhavad devas sacha sarvajnatam gataha. Narayana is the supreme personality of Godhead, and from him Brahma was born, from whom Shiva was born. But Lord Krishna is the source of all incarnations. Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadir Adi Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. Krishna is the causeless cause of all causes. I need to get that word. Please write that for me and tell me. Very interesting. Next time I come to Russia, I will speak this line. Krishna is the causeless cause of all causes. Because everything is born of me, towards the end of that paragraph. Because everything is born of me, I am the original source of all. Everything is under me, no one is above me. The last paragraph. Within quotes. So once we understand who is Krishna, that he is God, he is a supreme person, he is the source of everyone, then what do? In the deity worship course taught by ISKCON, they ask a question. If Krishna comes before you, what will you do? Asanam, Yatishta, whole thing we will do, and then what? Yadhat Padyam, Idam Achamaniyam, the Madhuparkam, we'll do everything. Krishna is Archavigrah, same. So he is mercifully engaging us in his service. So we get the practice of worshipping him when we meet him in person. Everything, all the worship that we do to the Archavigrah is same as what we have to do to Krishna. It is Krishna. Pratima nahi tumi sakat Brajendranandan. It is the same. It is not just idol. It's Krishna himself. So all Brahmanas should go to the altar at least once a week. In West, there is an advantage. The Brahmanis can also go. In India, there is Loka Vichar. There is social customs. But we see our Sudevi Mataji has special access to all altars. She goes there and paints the eyes of deities. So all of you, if you get a chance, should keep going to the altar subject to whatever are the temple rules and regulations. You shouldn't speak for the...
Вам нельзя говорить.
Why should we do it? No, not just that. Not just that.
Не только это.
Наверное, потому что они милостивы, они знают, насколько мы невежественны, поэтому позволяют нам.
So deities are very merciful, and that's why they are allowing us to.
Oh, they allow us, but still,
Да, это правильно.
what should be our understanding when we worship them?
То есть поклонение, мы говорим о поклонении, что мы понимаем?
What should be our understanding?
Что мы должны понимать под поклонением? To serve?
Совершить оскорбление, чтобы оскорбление не совершить.
So we didn't make offenses.
What difference does it make if you make an offense?
Ну, даже если вы совершите оскорбление, что?
I have one more voice. Who will sing?
For the purification.
Purification. What else?
Что еще? Preaching.
Yes.
Да. Relationships. We are building our relationships with God.
Why should we improve our relationship with God?
Зачем нам улучшать наши отношения с Богом? Back to Him.
God is a person. The more we do deity worship, we will understand Krishna is not just some sound vibration or some light. Whether it is the Advaitavadis, the Buddhas, Jains, Zarathustrians, the Christian brothers, the Muslim brothers, the Judaist brothers, they don't describe the personal form of the Lord in detail. They are definitely devotees, but they don't talk about the personal form of the Lord in the level of detail that Vedic religion talks about. So we should know that God is a person, and that is called sambandha, establishing the relationship with Him. And so how do you establish the relationship? How?
Serve. To serve.
How do we serve?
Как мы служим? We are giving a meal.
Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atmani Vedanam. This is Navavidha Bhakti. You can hear about Krishna, talk and sing about Krishna, remember Krishna, serve Krishna's lotus feet, or walk to Krishna's temple, or go on yatras, or go on parikrama, do archanam, worshipping the Lord. Do vandanam, which is saying prayers to the Lord. Serve the Lord as much as we can in the most menial capacity. Associate with the Lord as a friend, sakhyam. And atma nivedanam, which is self-surrender. So these are all parts of abhideya. Abhideya means the various activities that we practice in order for us to understand the sambandha with God or Krishna. So that is what is mentioned in the next two verses. The thoughts of pure devotees dwell in me. Their lives are fully devoted to my service, and they derive great satisfaction and bliss from always enlightening one another and conversing about me. Okay. Jai Rube Brahmanda Brahmita Kona Bhagavan Jiv Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Besh. There are innumerable jivas, living entities, going around in the universe. But by the mercy of Guru and Krishna, they get the seed of the devotional service creeper, Bhakti Lata. Bhakti Lata's seed, which is Bija. So once that is established, then how does that Bhakti Lata grow? How does it grow?
Как это происходит? So we are nourishing with water.
Watering the seed. How do we water the seed? Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam. Especially chanting and hearing the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Особенно повторяя мантру Hare Krishna.
So it is mentioned here, the spiritual plant of devotional service gradually grows and grows until it penetrates the covering of the material universe and enters into the Brahma-jyoti effulgence in the spiritual sky. In the spiritual sky also, that plant grows more and more until it reaches the highest planet, which is called Goloka Vrindavana, the supreme planet of Krishna. Ultimately, the plant takes shelter under the lotus feet of Krishna and rests there. Gradually, as a plant grows fruits and flowers, that plant of devotion service also produces fruits, and the watering process in the form of chanting and hearing goes on. So, Prabhupada mentions in the purport here, when the complete plant takes shelter under the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, one becomes fully absorbed in love of God. Then he cannot live even for a moment without being in contact with the Supreme Lord, just as a fish cannot live without water. Yugaitam nimeshena chakshusha pravrishaitam shunyayitam jagat sarvam govinda virahena me. Even for a moment of separation, Yugaitam nimeshena, the eyes cannot control themselves, there are torrents of water pouring through. And the whole world looks empty, shunyayitam. The whole world looks empty, the whole world looks like a hole. In fact, the Ishopanishad talks like this. All forms of imperfections that we see in this world is due to imperfect perception or understanding of the perfect whole. So, imperfection means apurna, imperfect. Imperfect is because we don't see the connection with perfect. So if we want to see the perfection of Krishna and the perfection of his creation, we should follow the process perfectly. We mentioned yesterday that we may not be pure devotees, but if we perfectly present the perfect message of the Supreme Perfect, then we are also perfect. Similarly, we may have many imperfections, but whatever position we are in, if we are following the process that is provided to us by previous acharyas to connect to the Supreme Lord through abhideya, that is a process. How does it say here?
Для того, чтобы could you please repeat?
Which part do you want me to repeat?
From the beginning.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Welcome to this class on Bhagavad-gītā.
Добро пожаловать в класс Bhagavad-gītā.
Okay, I was just saying that if we perfectly present the perfect message of the Supreme Perfect, we are also perfect. Our perfection lies not in becoming something else or somebody else, but in becoming the best of whatever we are, which means we serve Krishna in whatever capacity we can to the best of our ability and maybe beyond our ability. And so one important way of developing this is by associating with advanced devotees. So it says, there is a word given, Madgata Pranaha, their lives are devoted to me. Those devotees who are so pure, their lives are completely devoted to Krishna. Madchittaha, their minds are fully engaged in me, Krishna says. So what do? They discuss about Krishna day and night. Bodhayanta parasparam. I speak, you hear. You speak, I hear. And katayantascha mam nityam. They talk about me nityam, perpetually. Nityam bhagavata sevaya. Eternally, perpetually, always. They are not talking because there is some duty. They are tushyanticha. They become pleased. Ramanticha. They enjoy bliss or happiness. So when Dhruv Maharaj was asked by Krishna in the form of Prishnigarbha Vishnu, what benediction do you want? He said, Bhaktir mohu pravahatam tvai me prasango bhuyor ananta mahatam amalashayanam yena jasholpanam arubhyasanam bhavabdhim neshe bhavat gunakatha mridapana mattaha. He says that please may get the association of all those wonderful devotees who are always drunk or intoxicated in hearing your katha. Just imagine Krishna is standing right before him. He is not saying, Krishna, I want you with me all the time. He is asking for the association of devotees who are always going to talk about Krishna. Because devotion comes from devotees. Krishna easily doesn't give pure devotion. Why?
Почему?
Не дается.
Дается.
Себя.
He giving himself.
Krishna doesn't give, that's what I'm saying.
Он не дает.
No, he, what did he say? Say that again?
He's saying Krishna giving himself.
Krishna giving himself, he doesn't give devotion.
Yes, he does giving devotion service, but he giving himself.
Нет, я чуть не запутался.
Я запутался? Ну тогда вы скажите.
Сам.
Вы сказали, что Кришна дает себя, я перевожу.
Oh, so say that again.
А перевод я чуть.
You're getting close to the right answer, but not, maybe it's a problem in translation.
Maybe. То есть он говорит, что мы приблизились к правильному ответу, но, возможно, проблема в переводе.
What could be? Just check, somebody else can also try. Let me see if I get the exact answer. I think you know the answer. It looks like the correct answer, but I want to just get the right
Я
answer.
думаю, что вы знаете ответ, но давайте спросим еще у кого-нибудь.
Mataji's, Pitaji's
What is question?
question, why does Krishna not give pure devotion?
Почему Кришна не дает чистое преданное служение, чистую преданность?
Сам не дает?
He by himself didn't give. By himself.
Correct. He doesn't personally give pure devotion.
Да,
Why?
правильно. Он
Amani Krishna was saying something.
Потому что мы не готовы и не оценим.
We are not ready and we will not value that.
Is nobody ready?
Ну, вообще-то никто не готов.
Yes, Prabhu.
Чтобы увернуться в духовном мире, у нас должны быть очень сильные желания. Поэтому Кришна пока не дает, чтобы усиливать это желание.
Say that.
To go back to Godhead, we should have a very big desire to go there, and Krishna is not giving that to increase that.
This is a very good answer from the life of Narada Muni.
Это очень
Prabhupada says that. It's a very good answer. But in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Rupa Goswami says the following.
И
If Krishna gives pure devotion service, he has to give himself. He has to get sold. Aham bhakta paradina kyasvatantra idam tuja. I am the servant of my devotees. I am the servant of my servants. Would you like to sell yourself to anyone? No. So Krishna also doesn't want to sell himself.
Right.
So he doesn't easily give pure devotional service. He will give car, he will give house, he will give good husband, good wife, good children, good wealth, but not Krishna prem. Sukh sampati ghar aave, kashta mitte tan ka, all those prayers they say in Hindi, meaning I should get all kinds of prosperity, may not get any difficulties of health, etc. But nobody asks for pure love of God. It's, first of all, people don't ask. And when they ask also, they don't back the desire with the effort. Srila Prabhupada says, first deserve, then desire. So here it is mentioned that devotees are always discussing about Krishna and they're always happy. And that is abhidaya, that is the method to always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. Prabhupada gives an example at the end of this paragraph. The realized souls in Krishna consciousness take continual pleasure in hearing such transcendental literatures, just as a young boy and girl take pleasure in association. Yuvatinam yatha yonim yunam ja yuvatavyata manobiramate tadvan manomeramatam tvai. Just like a young girl gets attracted to a young boy and a young boy gets attracted to a young girl, O Supreme Lord, please may get attracted to your lotus feet. So this process of developing an attachment through the process of sadhana is part of abhidaya. And it happens in the association of devotees. So, what happens if you perform this abhidaya to revive our sambandha with Krishna? So, in the next two verses, in the 10th verse, Krishna talks a little bit of the process and a little bit of the result. In the last verse, Krishna clearly gives the result. Both the verses start with the word Tesham. Tesham means for them or unto them. Those satata yuktayam, they are constantly worshipping me favorably. Bhajatam priti purvakam. They are trying to please me and they are constantly worshipping me. Like Prabhupada says, if a devotee is trying to study about Krishna, Krishna says, aha, my devotee is trying to know about me. So he gives him the intelligence to come to him. Dadami buddhi yogam. So gives him the intelligence. Yoga means to connect. So he gives him the intelligence to connect to him. Intelligence for what? Yenamam upayanti, to come to him. And so tomorrow we will discuss the essence of Bhagavad-gītā, which is 11th chapter, 55th verse, where Krishna explains how you can come to him. And in the last verse, suppose Krishna has given you the intelligence, still sometimes because some ignorance you may not take shelter of him. Krishna has given you intelligence, dadami buddhi yogam tam, still you may have some ignorance which is stopping you from coming to Krishna. What does Krishna say? No, fail. Tesham eva anukampartam, mercifully. Aham ajnanadam tamaha, I remove the darkness of ignorance from their heart. Nashayami, I destroy the ignorance. Atma bhavasto, I make them situated in knowledge of the self and knowledge of the relationship with Krishna. Jnana dheepena bhasvata, by lighting the lamp of knowledge. So how do we do this in ISKCON?
Serving to the spiritual master.
Okay, what else?
Что еще? Киртан.
What kind of kirtan?
Какой вид киртана?
What kind of sankirtan?
Харинама Санкиртан.
What kind of sankirtan?
Какой киртан?
Book distribution. Book distribution.
Распространение книг.
Srila Prabhupada's book.
Книги.
Srila Prabhupada's books. Nashayami Atma Bhavasto. Our Devi Shakti Mataji, Prabhupada disciple from Vrindavan, she said that in Prabhupada Vyasa Disappearance Day offering. Devi Shakti Mataji, Prabhupada disciple, said in Disappearance Day offering in Vrindavan. When she says, Nashayami Atma Bhavasto, being destroying the ignorance. The ignorance is destroyed by Srila Prabhupada's books. So, His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Guru Maharaj, he used to say, he's there on the altar now, he used to say therefore that Krishna consciousness itself is a shortcut. Don't try to take any shortcuts in Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness itself is a shortcut. Quickly go to Krishna. So don't look for shortcuts in Krishna consciousness. Therefore, please destroy the ignorance. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Srila Bhagavad-gītā. So destroy the ignorance in the heart for yourself by studying Srila Prabhupada books, and destroy the ignorance in other people's hearts by distributing Srila Prabhupada books. Janma shartaka koi karo parapakar. First save yourself, then save others. Jai Shri Shivanatha ki jai, Shri Shipla Narsimdev Bhagwan ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In an aircraft, when the pressure goes down, the oxygen masks come down. They say first put it on your mouth and then on your child's mouth. So let us save ourselves by studying Srila Prabhupada books and help Srila Prabhupada save others by distributing his books. So today we studied the Catuḥ-śloki Gītā. The first sloka talks about how Krishna is all powerful when everything comes from him and he is the supreme controller. And those who are intelligent, they worship him. And in the next verse, Krishna describes about those people, how they worship him. They worship him by always discussing about him and exchanging thoughts about Krishna. And Krishna says further that those people who are always worshipping him from their hearts, he gives them the intelligence to come to him. And even if there is some obstacles in their surrender because of some ignorance, Krishna dispels that ignorance by shining the lamp of knowledge in their hearts. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I was told 7:30. I can go on, but people have to go. I have no problem.
Уже 7:30, я могу дальше
We can
продолжать.
take questions separately if you want.
Вы можете задавать вопросы.
Можно вопрос?
Джагадиш Мадхав первый.
I'm sorry? Jagadish Madhav. Yes, Jagadish Madhav.
Thank you very much for the
У меня
lecture.
вопрос, какой роль майя в жизни преданных?
What is the role of Maya in the life of devotees? More detailed if you possible.
Maya is where we are not able to locate Krishna. Maya is where we don't want to locate Krishna. Maya is where sometimes our association does not allow us to look for Krishna. Everything is Krishna, Sarvam Vishnumayam Jagat. But Maya means that which is not, or that which does not exist, that which is not Maya, that which is not there. If everything is Krishna, if we are not able to see Krishna, then what is left? Nothing. That is Maya. In other words, in a devotee's life, success in Krishna consciousness depends on how successful are we able to see Krishna's hand in our life. If we are not able to do it, we are in Maya. Very simple equation.
Вывод.
Like computers, binary, 1 and 0. 1 is Krishna, 0 is Maya. Yes. Yes, Mataji.
I have two questions. First one.
First one you ask now, second question
Давай
after the next
сначала первый,
person.
потом.
А вот вопрос такой, вот здесь процесс преданного служения, который начинается с Шашраваном, да, с Раваном, с Мараном. И нам часто говорят, что начинается все с Шашраваном, но заканчивается Атманиведованом, да. И говорят, что занимаясь любым, вот, любым из этих, значит, видов преданного служения, из этого процесса, мы достигнем совершенства.
So 9 process of... Можно?
Question is not over.
Я переведу. So 9 process of devotional service. For us, they said, saying that it begins from Shravanam and the end of Atmanivedanam. And some так.
И потом каждый процесс приводит к совершенству.
So even any of them, of 10 of them, they are come you to perfection, leading you to the perfection. Any of them.
Да. То есть Атманиведама – это результат или вот может...
Is it a result or is it an effort? Is it a process?
Атманиведам это результат, да.
Is an answer, Atmanivadana is a result of something or Atmanivadana is a process itself? That's what he
То есть
says.
это процесс или результат, да, Атманиведам?
Говорят, что если заниматься любым из этих процессов,
Это я перевел, да.
то сразу достигнешь совершенства. То есть можно как-то вот
Без
раз
Атманиведама.
и Атманиведама учиться.
То есть она имеет в виду, что может быть сразу, можно сразу...
Once you finish your conversation among the 3-4 of us, please tell me what it means in English.
So any of them, they're giving to you perfection, right?
Yes.
So maybe it's not be Atmanivedam, just any of them. Why it's needed Atmanivedam?
Why is Atmanivadana needed?
Yes.
Because Shravanam example is Parikshit Maharaj, who attained perfection by hearing.
То есть
Kirtanam is Shukadev Goswami, who attained perfection by glorifying Krishna. Vishnu Smaranam is Prahlad Maharaj, who was always remembering Krishna. Pada Sevanam is Mother Lakshmi. Archanam is Prutu Maharaj. Vandanam is Akrura. Dasyam is Hanuman. Sakhyam is Arjuna or Uddhava. And Atma Nivedanam is Bali Maharaj. Please don't think that Bali Maharaj was not doing any of these other things. He already knew who is Krishna, that he hears about him. He is who? He is Prahlad Maharaj's grandson. He knows everything. But still, Atma Nivedanam as a process is very difficult for somebody who has lot of things to give up. So Bali Maharaj is the example of somebody who had everything, who was still willing to give up everything for Krishna. And after giving everything for Krishna, it is mentioned that he still had the false ego that I have given it for Krishna. So what did he do? He gave his head, and through that he gave up his false ego. So, it is not easy for somebody to just do Atma Nivedanam. Anukulasya Sankalpam, accepting that which is favorable. Pratikulasya Varjanam, giving up that which is unfavorable. Rakshya Satiti Vishwaso, the faith that Krishna alone will protect. Goptrutve Varanam, Krishna is my maintainer. Atma Nikshepa, which is self-surrender, same as Atma Nivedanam. And then Karpanyam, which is humility. So these are the 6 symptoms of surrender. So all 6 symptoms have to be there. It is not only Atma Nikshepam. It is not easy to do Atma Nikshepam if you have not done Anukulasya Sankalpam, Pratikulasya Varjanam, etc. Similarly, it is not possible for everyone to straightaway do Atma Nivedanam and attain Krishna. But for those who are able to, the example is Bali Maharaj. Is that fine?
Нормально?
Yes.
Закончите, потом я вам вопрос задам.
You can conclude and then I can
Okay.
have a question.
Anybody else has any question, comments?
У кого-то есть еще вопросы или комментарии?
Yes.
Упоминалось, что Кришна — это аватари, и то есть он отличается от других аватаров. Что это за отличие аватари и аватари?
Difference between Avatari and Avatara.
You said about me, yes.
Avatari means incarnate. He is the source of all incarnations. Avatara means that which descends from the spiritual world, but which is coming from Krishna. It is Krishna's avatara. Krishna is avatari. He is the source of the incarnations. That is the difference. Okay? Happy?
Счастливы?
She looked very disturbed with that question, so I thought.
То есть, мне
Yes,
кажется,
Mahendra Prabhu.
беспокойный.
Вы объяснили, что как приводить примеры из образования для путя.
You explained about the example of the education for the pujaris,
Где говорится, что если мы встретим Кришну, мы будем делать то же самое, что когда мы делаем для божества.
If we meet with Krishna, we will do the same that we are doing for the deities.
Трудно представить себе мне отношения, когда чаман, огонь.
I cannot understand the relationships when I'm doing achaman and so on.
То есть отношения с Кришной, они из этого состоят, да, что это
Is it the relationships consist of that?
вот, потому что гопи,
Because of gopis, they didn't do that.
We worship the deities in the mode of Lakshmi Narayana. Radha Krishna worship is not possible. That worship is meant for the gopis, but they don't worship. They simply serve in their mood of sakhis and paramours or lovers. But that is not the mood that we have been given. We have been asked to follow the Vaidhi Bhakti process in order for us to develop a relationship with Krishna. So suppose Krishna comes before you now. Are you at the platform of the gopis? Or are you at the platform of an archaka, sadhaka? So receive him at your level. Don't say, oh Krishna, I love you. Yeah, love Krishna. It doesn't work.
Krishna, я тебя люблю.
It doesn't work like that. So we have to function at our level. If we don't, it is called sahajiya, cheap. So whichever level we are, at that level we should worship Krishna. And when we chant Hare Krishna, do we know it is Krishna? Therefore, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says Pancharatra Vidhi and Bhagavad Vidhi should go together. So the holy name is required for the pujari to concentrate on Krishna, and by worshipping Krishna's Archa Vigraha form, the pujari or the sadhaka develops an understanding of the sambandha. This is the person whose name I am chanting. So they support each other. That's fine. I know you know the answer, you're asking it for everyone else. Yes, Mataji's, Pitaji's, any question?
Еще вопросы? Матаджи.
Нет. Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Maharaj, Bhagavad-gītā as it is ki
Jai.
Mahendra Prabhu ki
Jai.
Вишукумар Прабhu.
Jai.
Thank you.